Amanda.
I bet.
AutoSave, welcome to our channel.
They're watching March Comes In Like a Lion, Season 1, Episode 11. I've watched the last 5 minutes of last episode probably 6 times. It was my favorite episode of the series so far, and everything was perfect about it. And I love the score, and talking about it makes me want to cry.
Yeah. So maybe we should leave it at that, because we don't really want to go into this episode crying, right?
So good, damn it. But yeah, yes.
It's a very emotional episode, and I think I would like to have some happy fluffy times.
Happy fluffy times. You ready?
Yep.
Sweet.
There are specific shows that no matter the song, whether it's an OP, an ending song, or a score that's actually within the episode itself, the show mixed with that music makes me want to cry whenever I hear it. Like, tears just automatically will start to form in my eyes.
If I could be gifted enough to create anything in the world that's a piece of media, it would be something like this.
This is what you'd want the honor of being able to create.
Speaks to me. The old year.
So, like New Year's? Oh no.
薄暗い部屋でうずくまって12月31日今年最後の日を迎えた
Do you think we're gonna get a visit?
I hope so. Being sick when you're living alone.
水
Looks, is it empty? No. Oh, okay. The lid was on.
何か食べないとで薬飲まないと
I love the
でもあと
overlapped
薬
effect.
1個しか買いにでもダメだめんどくさいっていうか無理もう一回眠ったらそしたら次に目が覚めた時嘘みたいに熱が下がってたらいいのに熱に浮かされて僕は何度も同じ夢を見た子供の頃から繰り返し見てきたやつだ長い長いエスカレーターを登る夢何が怖いというわけではない帰る道がないのだ誰だようるさい
Kari? Kaido? ももちゃんなんで
How cute.
あもうやっぱりはい突入ラジャーレイ君携帯とお財布と鍵だけ持って
You're coming over! Stay with us!
上着着て下にタクシー止めてあるから
A taxi.
なんでどこへ
お医者さんに決まってる
To
で
the
しょ
doctor! Oh my
インフ
god!
ルエンザだったらここで隔離看病ただの風邪だったらうちへ連れて行きます
Please just be a cold.
はいどうぞ
Yes!
よかったインフルエンザじゃなくてうち老人と幼児がいるから気をつけないといけないのよ
Makes sense.
キッチン見たわよずっと食べてなかったでしょ梅干し平気混ぜちゃうね熱で口がまずい時もちょっとさっぱりするからね首にタオル巻いて汗をかいたら取り替えるのおかゆ食べると汗かくからいっぱい汗かいて熱を下げないとタオルはいっぱいあるからねどんどん変えようでもってちょっと失礼おでこの汗を
I feel like those shots were like reminding us of the people they've lost. Maybe of like how their mom would have taken care of them when they were sick.
ダメこれはレイちゃんのよし結構食べ
Even
ら
the
れたね
cats are choosing to let Ray eat the food.
目白のお家に電話しようきっと心配してるわ
いえもう独立したわけだし大丈夫かと
独立ね携帯をちょいと失礼あなたの携帯3日くらい死んでたわよね
Wow.
Oh,
Whoa.
wow.
こんなに周りに心配させてるうちは独立したって言いませんでしょ
父さん、レイです。
レイなのか。大丈夫か。電話が通じないからそっちに行こうとしてたんだ。本当に大丈夫か。
電話越しに父の声
Don't
を
cry,
聞
don't
いた
cry,
瞬
don't
間
cry.
僕は自分の浅はかさを
How
思い知っ
thoughtless
た。
I had been.
僕はバカだ。ぐるぐるぐるぐる考えて、でも結局自分のことばっかだ。
晩ご飯になったら起こしてくださいね。前はもっとすごかったの。今よりあと3人多かったからぎゅうぎゅうでね。もうほんと酸欠になりそうだったのよ。
3人。ああ、そうか。お父さんだ。
眠っちゃった人たちの顔見て文句言いながら、お母さんとおばあちゃんと私の3人で毎年片付けしながら。
How full the house used to be.
何かきっと事情があるのだろう。この家の人は誰も父のことを語らない。
熱があって味がわからない時でも口がさっぱりするからって。あれ、これさっきも言ったわね。これ母さんが風邪ひくといつも言ってくれたのよ。いやね、やっぱり同じこと言っちゃうな。この
How that might feel
また同じこと言ってるって
to
思いながら。
realize you're saying
で
things
もす
like
ごく
her.
ほっとした。
It was really comforting.
魔法の言葉みたいなものね。
Mom's magic words.
でもモモはほとんど聞けず終わってしまった。かわいそう。
本当に助かりました。ありがとうございました。大晦日なんて大事な日に家族でもないのに上がり込んで、こんなにお世話になってしまって。
違うわ。私が来てほしかったの。
We hoped you didn't have the flu.
助かったのは私なの
You're
よ。
the one who helped me.
あなたがいてくれなかったら、私きっと今ここで一人っきりでこれ片付けながら多分泣いちゃってたわ。あなたが泣くの？やだ、私まで。
Now we both can cry and clean up.
二人で慌ててティッシュを探していたら、テレビから除夜の鐘が聞こえてきた。そんな風に情けなく、今年が空に消えてゆく。自分の一人ぽっちに気を取られ、誰かの一人ぽっちに気づけないでいた。間抜けな僕に、除夜の鐘はしんしんと降り積もり、大きな川みたいにゆっくりと。
A pathetic year came to
ほ
an
ら
end.
お母さんのタンスにシール貼ったの誰？ごめんなさい。もう剥がすの大変なんだからね。ごめんなさい。
母さん、千尋、夢。
A better dream than the escalator one.
お姉ちゃんが朝ごはん食べようって。
おはよ
Oh, look at his face.
う。だいぶ下がったと思う。もう大丈夫。
And that being the dream he has when his fever's gone down.
どれ？まだちょっとあるわね。
Just a little bit.
とりあえずご飯、そしてお薬ね。ほらおこた入って。郵便屋さんかな？来た、年賀状。
Postcards.
So exciting.
モモにも来てるよ。
It's not
It's
food.
not food.
どう？いっぱい来た？モモにも来たの？よかったわね。
Good for you.
そうだ、レイちゃん家にも来た
From
の
the
かな？
nursery school?
ああ、いや、来てないかと。
Nah.
ちょっと待ってて、すぐ戻るから。
何かが浮き彫りになるだけだから。
What do you think?
たいま。
Oh no. Oh wait.
来てたよ、年賀状。
え、来てたの？ゼロかと思ったのに。
Oh my god.
白気球 CG 合成？あ、本当に飛ばしてるよ。あ、でもう一枚は。
将棋連盟会長第16世
What?
宮寺貴則。
会長、将棋は？
一応これでも長き名人を務めて
Wow.
He looks happy.
弁護
He's allowed to enjoy other things other than Shogi.
美咲おばちゃんですよ。
I feel weird about ants after
Yeah, I
meeting
know.
Ray's aunt.
お年玉よ。ずら、ひな。
Wow.
はい。
So
お
cute.
父さん。
わしにもいいのか。
あかりにも。まあいいの、おばさま。で、はい。ついでにあなたにも。将棋少年。
Shogi boy!
大晦日から風邪ひいて、あかりに拉致られたんです。
Oh my, do you still feel weird about ants?
Part of the family.
いいのよ。ちょっと前だけど、イッサさんとスミスさん連れてきてくれたじゃない。また頼むわよ。
Oh my god.
で、これは。はい、お母さん。ミカ子、ミサキが来ましたよ。明けましておめでとう。
あかりに危ないことさせるなよ。
Mm.
お父さん、うちのお店は危なくなんてありません。小さいけど上品なほぼ常連さんだけの
It's
私の
my
宝の
treasured
お城です。
palace.
あかりをこのまま家事と育児で家に閉じ込めて年を取らせる気？あの子真面目だから本当に母親役になりきろうとしちゃ
She'll
う
just
わよ。
commit herself to becoming a mother figure.
無理やりでもいいから化粧して綺麗な服着せて
Oh.
出さないと。
How good that can be for her.
初対やつれしてお嫁に行きそびれたらどうするの？お店ではあかりに指一本触れさせないわ。
Honestly, I trust her.
触れさせずにお金だけ巻き上げるっていうか、なんていうの、こう触れられないからこそ躍起になってお金をつぎ込む男の習性をこうぐっとね。
ばあさん、あんたの娘をあんた鬼の子を生みなさった。
An amazing businesswoman right there.
This is the episode I needed.
あらすごい。あなた豆ね、おせち作ったの？しかも今風ね。おいしそう。
ひなと一緒に考えたの。
Aw.
ちゃんと縁起がいいものを考えて詰めたのよ。食べて美味しいおせちを
I bet
目指しました。
Takahashi would like it.
かまぼこ赤白買うと食べきれないから、はんぺんのボールを赤と白、串に刺してお団子にしたやつでしょ。豆に暮らせるようにポークビーンズでしょ。金運が上がるように、
Functional, practical, elegant.
見通しが良くなるように、レンコンのきんぴら
Your
でしょ。
aunt's gonna eat all the stuff that brings about money.
で、ごぼうの肉巻きでしょ。おじいちゃんの長寿を祈って。
I love how everything represents something that they hope for in the new year.
So much thought.
フランクフルトをタイ
So
に
much
見立てて
thought,
作っ
the
て
idea
み
of
ました。
thoughtlessness earlier on in the
え
episode.
らいわあんたたち。ミカ子もおばあちゃんも二人でせいせいとおせち作ってたっけな。
スパゲッティも入れてね。あとガムもね、ガムもね。なんかこう、埋めなきゃって気持ちになるのよね。で、埋まった時の達成感がまたこうたまらないっていうか、あ、やり遂げたっていうわーってなる気持ちがいいのよね。達成感とめんどくささは漏れなくセットになってるのがね。でもそこを乗り越えるからこそ達成感があるわけなんだけどね。
The piece that she was gonna put in her mouth fell.
She didn't even notice it yet.
また来るわね。今年もよろしくね。
That was a great visit.
Yeah.
それはお姉ちゃんが洗うから。
How are you feeling,
と
right?
いうわけで桐山くん、ここ使うから2階に上がってくれる？
ここを使う？
そう、初めて見るだろうけど、実は川本家のお風呂はここなの。
Whoa.
なんですって？
でも家族が増えたから後で庭にこのお
An
風呂増
addition.
築したのよ。そうするとお庭がなくなっちゃうし、お金もかかるし、
Ah, yes, I see the
お客
extension.
様が来た時困るのよね。ごめんねレイちゃん。レイちゃん見ないでね。
あ、いえ、こちらこそすみません。知らなかった。すごいお家だ。
An unusual but amazing
Sate.
house.
薬も飲んだし。あ、便利だな、この紐。
Yeah, it is.
I had those when
Nanka
I was a
shigida.
kid. Little glass bears.
どうして僕は知り合ったばかりの人の家でこんな普通に眠ろうとしてるんだろう。
Mm.
ここにいるとどうしてこんなに落ち着くんだろ
Who was your dream about?
どうしてあんな懐かしい夢を見たんだろ
Oh my god.
う。そっか。そういうことか。この古い家が時間とみんなと全部を、そして僕のことまでそっと包んでまどろんでいるような気がした。そうして僕は眠りに落ちた。一体何年ぶりかわからないくらい深くて柔らかな眠りだった。
Thank you, March Comes In Like a Lion. Thank you very much.
I feel like that's the most that ending has ever made sense to me. Him smiling like that at his child self.
Okay, that was March Comes In Like a Lion, Season 1, Episode 11. This show means so much to me. It means so much to me. It makes me feel good. It makes me feel happy. It makes me want to think and talk about what I feel about the characters and how their feelings are and what I think that those feelings are. And then on a different side of that, it makes me want to talk and think about how Ray currently feels and where his mind's at with everything. And, you know, talk and think about how those two things are not necessarily coinciding yet, but Ray's progress and journey to get there.
Yes. We might be in slightly different places at the moment because this episode, you kept saying the word talk, like if things were making you want to talk. My eyes feel like they have this film over them from the tears that I was shedding, and I feel that I want to just be in the warm embrace of a bunch of blankets in a home, you know, that I feel safe in, and take a nap. Like, that is, I feel like being all bundled up and warm and smiling and going into a sleep to have a really nice dream. That's how I currently feel, which does not really include talking, but I'm still here to talk. I'm still here to talk.
Yeah. No, I get you, especially in that like whole blanket sense of the conversation, because that's what watching this episode made me feel like. And even last episode, like in episodes prior, when it's a little more emotional in different contexts, I always feel like that would be the most comforting situation and scenario and environment to be able to watch the show in, you know? But
I bet people watch this show with a bunch of like bundled up on a couch or in bed or something. Maybe like with like hot cocoa. You know, some tea.
I love the way, like, if I could write anything and depict anything and draw or be so good with my words, I would hope that I could. One of my dreams would be able to, and fantasies would be able to come up with something a quarter of as amazing as something like this, because the way that they're able to piece everything together to so beautifully and uniquely describe the way that Ray's emotions work and how he gets to different thoughts and how his subconscious and brain thinks and puts things together before he is able to identify what those things are or the reasons that they are. And even if he isn't even able to identify why those connections are being made just yet, it is so peaceful and so elegant and so just patient, and it's gorgeous.
As it needs to be.
Yeah.
To be able to grow as a person and have the time to, every thought that you have is not going to immediately pop into your head fully fleshed out. You're not going to fully be able to identify every aspect of yourself, how you feel about your past, trauma you might have gone through. That's not something that happens immediately. And what is really needed is time and patience, not only your own patience toward yourself, other people's patience towards you, but definitely mainly the patience for yourself to have the time and the space in order to grow, to work, to look inward, and it be a safe thing, an okay thing to do.
Yeah, it's such a grand scale, and it does such a great, beautiful job at balancing so many different things as well. Because while a small part of this episode was Ray having a dream about stickers on a dresser within his past, and by the end of the episode, he is starting to come across the thoughts of why he feels so comfortable in this family's home that he hasn't even known very long, and having that thought of the dream again. Like, we're not having the completion of the connection being like immediately made, and that's the beauty of it. But while that's going on, it only works so well because that home is made out of something else entirely. It's made out of a past and a family that has experienced loss, and a family who equally loves and cares for Ray and gives him what he needs as well as needs him. And Akari's moment this episode to Ray, and her saying what she would be doing right now if Ray wasn't there. Like, I it's something that Ray isn't entirely understanding to the big degree that, and the wide degree that the entire situation is, of how multifaceted and beneficial to the both of them and to everybody in the family they are to each other, including himself. But to me, and to like be able to watch it, it's so endearing.
The comfort that this house brings, this is kind of the first part of what you had said. The comfort this house brings is kind of a tandem relationship between the actual fixtures of the household, the stickers on a dresser, the bear that is attached to the string to turn on and off the light. I had things like that when I was a kid, to be able to reach the fan and the light on the ceiling. The stickers on the dresser, definitely something a lot of people can probably relate to.
Where the bathtub is and why it's there.
Why the home extensions that might be a little bit random, but was in order to kind of, as your family is growing, the things that work for your family and have to be done to your household that someone else might be like, oh, that's a little bit weird, or oh, this is just people trying to make the most out of the space that they have, that they share. So the actual like literal fixtures of the household in tandem with the people that share this space, the actual living people and the people that have passed on that had once shared this space together, and those things in tandem creating this energy that this place holds in order to have it feel like a lived in and comfortable space to even a stranger, someone who has not normally spent nights in this household, to be able to sleep in the way that they are, feel like they can be nursed back to health the way that they are within this household. If you're sick, that's especially when you'd probably want to be in your own home. Like, most people would have trouble sleeping in someone else's house or at a hotel somewhere other than their own bed on a normal day that they're not sick. But if you're feeling weak and you are feeling uncomfortable within your own skin, you'd especially probably have a harder time being in someone else's household. But this household was more comfortable than Ray's apartment.
Yeah, I'm beginning to appreciate so much more as the series goes on. Like, the obvious of, man, this family is the best family that has ever existed. They're so caring, they're so loving, they are so empathetic and so honest, and I love all of that. But what I'm really growing to appreciate more and more with every episode is just what they get from Ray, and having the person that is Ray in their life, how he fills something for them, and it's filling a place that you wouldn't expect it to be filled. And yeah, the sense of being able to care for Ray and having Akari say things to him that Akari's mother said to her, but in other ways that Akari's mother didn't get to do for her, like charging Ray's phone and turning it on just to show Ray how many missed calls from Mr. Koda there were.
The people that care about him.
It's giving this family an opportunity to be their own individuals and grow in their own ways, while being able to have these gaps and voids filled and that they had previously.
Right. They were used to having a certain amount of people within this household, and we even have that open up to us in a way that we did not expect. A person included in that we hadn't really talked about, and the characters themselves don't really talk about. And that was even a father. There were 3 people that are missing from this household. And so Ray is filling a spot to some degree of their use. Yes, it seems chaotic and there's a lot of people sharing this space, and because of the lack of oxygen in here, that's probably why everyone, is the way that they are, falling asleep to the degree that they are. But they're used to these spaces being filled with bodies, warmth, laughter, noise, people. And Ray is definitely bringing a little bit of that normalcy to them, another person to care about, another person to interact with.
Yeah, I feel like I'm blessed to be able to watch it, and there's so much emphasis that goes on what Ray has done growing so far. Like what he's able to piece together and how his mind's working is it's just such a pleasure to like watch it be depicted and watch it grow and change and get to see him fill in the gaps and connect things together.
I think it was really kind of more literally or very more obviously depicted to us through what are the 2 dreams that he has within this episode, and what timeline are those dreams occurring. That is really showing us, the viewer, of the kind of path that this character is on emotionally.
It's just so great that he doesn't see it, and like what and how the connections are made. Like, because like as a viewer, it's obvious to us because we have that benefit. But as the episode plays out and towards the end of it, once he begins questioning why he feels so at home, that's the payoff and that's the benefit. That's when we get to see this boy like actually begin to appreciate something that he can't yet, because you can't appreciate something for what it truly is unless you're able to touch it and identify it for what it is. And being able to have a feeling about that comfort's one thing, but being able to point it out and describe it and connect it, breeds a whole nother connection.
Once that connection is made, that is when I think I especially started crying.
Yeah.
Like once that connection, once it's really made for him, how the dream that he had connects and correlates to why he feels the way that he does within this household when he's in this room that he's in.
I don't even know if by the end of the episode he made the connection. Like I know obviously like he's the one who looks at the cabinet and the dresser and says like that's what it is. So obviously in that tense he does, but like to the extent of what it is and like what he's done for Akari and their family, it's growing every time,
Everything's
it's
growing.
cumulative, but not really, because it's all based off of Ray's emotional awareness.
Right. This dream that he has, this awareness that's growing within him. This is we say that the past year was a pathetic attempt at a year. I think pathetic was the correct word. And I think the dream that was reoccurring throughout Ray's life can really depict that idea. And then when we have this new dream, it's within this idea of this new year. And what else is Ray kind of learning other than the fact that he feels comfortable within this household? He's learning the idea of his own thoughtlessness, the fact that these other people care about him, the fact that he's not just a burden getting things from them, but he in fact is having a positive impact on their life, and that they want him for some reason. They are using him in the same way that he's using them, but to a positive kind of connotation of the phrase, of the word. You're the one who helped me, being what Akari said. Like seeing this character be able to kind of unlock all of this, how other people feel about him, the care that other people have for him, be okay with that care, be okay embracing that care and existing within that care. The phone call with Mr. Koda, with Dad, the idea of being okay and being happy, embracing the care that someone else has, while also reflecting on what you could do better to be worthy of that care, or to feel like you are reciprocating that care, that you're acknowledging that care that other people have toward you.
Yeah. I loved seeing the CG pasted hot air balloon from Nikaido. That was a great moment.
The postcards.
Yeah, I loved Aunt Misaki being able to like not only give something to Ray, but call him Shogi Boy.
Shogi Boy.
Just makes me think of like how often he's mentioned, and obviously she had her own experience with like Easton Smith, but
and she knew that he was gonna be here, and so what really that depicts is like there's a healthy amount of communication happening within this family. I'm sure like Akari and her seemingly have a good relationship. It seems like she wants a lot for Akari, meaning like wants her to be able to, if she wants to, look for other things and not just feel like she has to fit into this motherly role.
But she's had
household.
so much thought behind of what Akari's position is and how it could be good for her on different levels. Like she would just be a motherly role if she was just stuck at home all day, but this allows her to get out and be her own self in her own right.
Put on makeup, put some heels on, and leave the house a couple times a week.
I loved that Someji got some money too. You know, he deserves it. And we got to know a little bit about Chairman Takanori.
He's a fisherman.
Yeah, he's a fisherman for sure. I just wonder if we're going to get any more of him.
Well, I feel like now we might get more of him, especially after maybe we go fishing with him. Maybe that's what it is.
That would be incredible.
I mean, Ray should be. He's like, we should be focusing our time on practicing shogi and making sure that we're better at shogi. And what if it's like, actually, no, you're gonna go fishing with the chairman. Maybe Master Soya goes fishing with the chairman. Maybe that's how we'll connect with that character. Maybe.
Momo's adorable. That's my last thing. Her being the one at the door first was the perfect choice. And to get a response out of Ray too.
No, I completely agree. To get a response out of Ray, especially, that's the perfect. And the fact that she's like leaning into like the mail slot in order to call to him.
I'm just so glad it was a cold and not the flu.
They all were glad that, and it's like this multiple degrees of, I'm glad you're not super sick, but for my own sake, I'm also glad you're not super sick, so you can come over to the house so I'm not alone cleaning up crying on this night. There was a lot of beautiful imagery for that first part of the episode. I almost imagine that it was similar to how it was depicted in the original source material. It makes me want to see if there's a manga and actually see how these panels looked, especially when we have this kind of waves and grain overlapping Ray trying to sleep as he has a fever. That was really beautiful. There was a moment where the water turned into this kind of blackness in the corner, and you begin to see the door as if when the doorbell is starting to ring, and I thought that was really beautiful, and how the whole thing flowed almost like water, how all the imagery was depicted, how we're moving from one scene to another, and how we're showing that something else is happening within the real world. I thought it was all really beautiful and existed in this way. I'd almost feel like I had a fever myself, and like what's real, what's not, am I dreaming, is that really a doorbell? I'm in the haze of being sick. So I thought that was really beautiful. But yes, Momo being the one calling to him is amazing. And my one thing I'd want to say about Momo is just the Momo never heard those magic words. The idea of what Momo has not experienced from her own mother, and Akari recognizing that, like Akari recognizing I think that shows the thoughtful / thoughtlessness conversation. Like Ray not realizing he's not on his own, the calls that he'd be receiving. Akari's realizing in real time through raising Momo the things that she got from her mom that she might not have ever really realized how special and important they were until the moment she realizes someone else doesn't get
It's
them.
almost like how special they were, but like what you have in terms of ammunition, like what you have in terms of like your own abilities to, like, you don't realize that they're lessons. You don't realize what they can be until you are put in an opportunity that you need to help somebody else, and then without even realizing it, you're naturally putting them into action, and that's how you grow the appreciation of it. That's what I love so much about the show.
Your mom gave you magic spells and you're using them for other people.
It's like it's the best depiction of how organic feelings come into play and come to realization. Like, it's not the, oh, okay, I'm thinking about this. When next time I'm in a situation and somebody's sick in front of me, I'm going to say exactly what my mom did to me, what my mom said to me when I was sick, because that was comforting to me. No, you are thrown into a situation that somebody's sick in front of you, and you just want to help that person.
And it's natural and it's
natural.
Organic,
it's the thing that just comes out of your mouth, and then through that you have the appreciation.
And
it's
how
beautiful.
do you feel feeling like think like Akari's place? Like, obviously it's beautiful to realize kind of more appreciation for someone that has passed on and what they've given you at a time where it comes out of you organically. But I think also think of it through the lens of realizing that there are parts of you that are similar to that person in
Yeah.
the past, things that you can now appreciate about that person or love about that person that you now embody, and you're able to see like, oh my god, I just did that thing like my mom, I'm like my mom, how connected you might feel in that way.
It's what you appreciate, what they were able to give to you, and how much you miss them because they're no longer able to give it to you.
And it was organically given to us in how the episode was paced as well, because it didn't just immediately bring up the idea of Momo never heard those magic words. That
Yep.
wasn't the first thing they showed us. The first thing that really, the way they showed us where we were going to go, the trajectory of the conversation, was the moment that we had Ray sitting down at the table, and it's like, thank God you don't have the flu. And we're seeing all of them be so ready to care for him and knowing how to care for him, and we're getting a shot at the altar.
Yeah.
We're getting shots around the household that are making us think about their mother, their grandmother,
It's
the people
the
that have
lesson
passed
that they're
on.
teaching us being applied narratively. It's so organic narratively that it builds to that moment naturally. It's so fucking good, man. 2 quick things that I had. I loved another moment of Ray just realizing something for himself and about himself with the Mr. Coda call, saying that I had just been thinking about myself. I
think his teacher had called too.
I love it. I love it so much from him as a character, and also Porridge. For my grandparents raised me a lot. Like both of my parents were working all the time, so I spent a lot of my early life with my grandparents, and I could barely understand my grandfather. Just kidding. But he's from Glasgow, so he has a very heavy accent.
Very heavy accent.
And my grandmother's from Ireland, and she has a very heavy accent. Both of them moved here when they were in their mid to late 30s. And she made me the best porridge ever, and it is incredible. And it's the only thing I ever knew of oatmeal, and then my grandfather would be like, it's called porridge, and it was the only thing I knew. And then when I went to a friend's house like years later, and he was like, yeah, I'm having oatmeal for breakfast, I was like, oh, that sounds awesome. And he just had like one of the quick packs of just like, you throw it in this like a plastic or paper bowl and put water in it and throw it in the microwave. And I'm used to like this stovetop grandmother's made porridge, and that's all I could think about this episode. And putting half and half in it and a ton of sugar, and God, it is. If I ever am in a position where I'm taking care of someone or a parent, and I will be implementing that into my house and use her recipe, because it is truthfully, whether you have the taste buds or not, the most comforting thing that you could imagine having when you're sick.
It's one of those things you can't be objective about, because it's like, you can't be objective of, was it objectively the best porridge ever?
No,
or is it because the person that made it and all of those memories?
No, it's
but it was objectively
No, I'm
the
just
best
kidding.
porridge ever.
But,
I need the recipe forever.
It's great. I love this show so much.
Me too.
When you were talking about the moment in the episode that you were like comparing to like the delusions of like, oh, if you were like in a fevery dream
how
or not.
hazy things were depicted when
God,
he was
how
having
I
the
was
fever.
resonating with that quite a bit. I am trying to talk about symptoms of like what I'm going through right now with bipolar disorder, and I want to be talking about that soon, but to say that is the beginning of it is and what you see and shit. Yeah, it's rough, and trust me, every time, specifically when we get one of the shadowy, charcoaly drawings in this episode, that's immediately where my mind goes. And it's
me too. I mean, there was definitely imagery within this episode, and what I had said that you then kind of attached to. I was thinking of you when I said those things as well.
I love this show.
I also love the show. I feel nice to have cried. I know that's like it might make sense to people that have watched the show. It might not make sense to someone who hasn't watched the show.
I needed this cry after last episode's cry.
I needed this episode just in general after the previous episode. I definitely needed this.
Yeah.
Thank you.
You good?
Yes.
Thank you guys so much for watching this video. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and we hope to see you next time.